You know, it's like, make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, ring the bell, get all notifications. You don't want to miss a live stream.
I mentioned quite often.
All right. You got to do it all the time.
Okay.
NASSERPIECE theater really does need to be a thing, though.
Oh, I know. I know.
I mean, absolutely. He needs to parlay that into something. That's
NASSERPIECE theater.
He just talks into the microphone like this.
Oh, I did not see you there. Welcome to NASSERPIECE theater.
Yes,
I didn't see you there.
Yeah, it's always that he's down reading a big tome of his own work when he looks up and sees, oh, I'm so sorry, welcome, I didn't see you there.
All right, we'll read some of this. This is
he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He calls it a short story, by the way. So yeah, all right. I don't know, Mike. All right, let's check this out. Where am I? It's called. Story 2, Where am I? Where am I? I wake up under the warmth of covers that cling to me. I look around, but there isn't much to see in the room I'm in. Who am I? I hear a simple melody of a guitar. I don't know what the song is, but it's refreshing and calming and coming from somewhere near me. But where? I wish I knew where I was or who I am. I think this is just his journal, honestly.
Oops.
This is just Nasser's state of mind. He says,
I'm blackout drunk journal.
All right. Let me read this story. You guys close your eyes, okay? Just let this wash over you.
I don't want anything from Nasser to wash over me.
I move the covers and step out of bed. My God, his prose is just amazing. Colors flutter. I don't know how he writes so many of these. Colors flutter in my eyes and heat rushes through my head. I'm so dizzy I fall over. Just breathe. Just breathe slowly, in and out. I hope it's his breath that's going in and out. You know what I mean? I finally get to the door. I step outside, but I'm still confused. I see a man at the end of the hall wearing a uniform. All right. He stares at me, then looks away. I follow the sound of the guitar to the room next to mine. I put my ear to the door and ignore how cold it is. This is what it's like to be Nasser. Like, straight up. This is just what it is like to be Nasser. That's what the story is. My knuckles hit the door quietly. A boy lets me in without saying anything.
No more. Not too sexy.
This isn't going where you think it's going.
Wait.
It's not going where you think it is. You got to trust Nasser. All right.
Hashtag trust Nasser.
A boy lets me in without saying anything. He sits down on his bed.
No, stop. What are you doing?
That's what
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
And resumes playing his guitar. I sit across from him and I'm still confused. Who am I? I asked him. I can't remember who I am or where I am. Just another person in this basket of crazies, he tells me. I'm sorry? You don't remember? You're more gone than I thought. Not that I know you well. Can you please stop being vague? This is honestly, this is like, this is a little bit like being drunk. This is a little weird. He fidgets with his guitar pick before replying. This is the Carpenter Sanitarium. This is where crazy people come and never leave. You're the new girl, Julia.
This is Nasser.
like Nasser's like, so Nasser is okay. You're the new girl, Julia. You joined my group therapy just yesterday, don't you remember? No, I've never seen you or this place before in my life. He went back to playing his guitar. The noise it made was beautiful, but I got tired of it. My head had been pounding since I woke up, and I was beyond exhausted, confused, and lost. If I really was in your group therapy, did I say why I was here? I'm not crazy, and why can't I remember a thing? I don't got all the answers, Toots. I gotta stop, dude. Oh my God.
This is the screenplay. This is the screenplay for Killing Me Softly.
So there's a little boy playing guitar on his bed. And then some girl walks in and goes, "Who am I? Where am I?" He goes, "I don't got all the answers, Toots." You're crazy. Don't you know that? You're crazy. And I don't know why. Mike,
oh,
are you going to illustrate this for him? Be nice.
Who are you asking? Me?
Yeah, I'm saying just illustrate this for Nasser as a favor, because he's going to make this into a comic book.
I'm no.
Just be nice. Just do it. What's it? 50 pages of illustrations?
Come on, Toots.
Come on. All right, I'll keep reading. Hold on. I don't got all the answers, Toots, and I don't know why you think I got them all. We both went silent for minutes while he played more music on his guitar. Sorry for all the questions. I rubbed the left side of my head. But why do you play your guitar so late into the night? Doesn't it bother anyone? Most people are asleep, he said. With a toot. That's the point, Nasser. The point is that most people are asleep. That's why you shouldn't play your guitar in the middle of the night. And I can't not play it. It keeps them away. It's the only thing that stops them from taking me. The things under my bed. They come out at night, and that's why I have to stay up and play. If I don't, they'll come and take me. I got it. I got it. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard to them. I pulled my legs up from the floor and onto his bed. I didn't believe him, but at this point, I wasn't going to take any chances. I stayed there for an hour listening to his music, neither of us saying a word, but then I left his room. I told him good night. All he responded with was, "My name is Colin."
People are hashtagging me Toots.
All right.
You guys have to. You guys have to respond on Twitter. I don't even know what we're talking about. I'll hashtag me Toots tomorrow.
I heard he had a style, and so I came to see him and listen for a while.
Toots.
Toots.
Nasser, doesn't your screeching bother people in the middle of the night? They're all asleep.
No, but that's the kind of response that elicits. Okay, and then he just keeps doing it.
So far, the whole story kind of does that. I just want to just understand, like, what. So the story so far is that a girl. We don't know it's a girl, but a girl wakes up. She leaves the room because she hears guitar playing. She goes into that room. There's a kid on there. She goes, who am I? And he goes, "I don't got all the answers, Toots." And she goes, "Why are you playing your guitar? It's the middle of the night." He goes, "Because people are sleeping." And then she goes, "Well, could you stop it?" And he says, "No, because the things under my bed are going to take me." And so she says, "Oh, okay." And she sits on the bed and for an hour, she sits on the bed for an hour and stares at him in silence while he continues to play guitar. That Nasser describes as sounding like nails on the chalkboard. And then she goes, "All right, I got to go." Suddenly, an hour later, 16 minutes later, and he says, "My name is Colin." Scene. That's the first chapter.
And as scene.
Yeah.
Story?
Mike, why won't you illustrate this? Don't play hard to get.
She said, "I was on my way to the bathroom, and I thought I heard a sound. Oh, I forgot to go back to the bathroom."
No.
Let me see how much longer this is. Oh my god.
Wait, put on your smoking jacket. It's gonna be.
Let me
way
explain.
better.
The last sentence is, "I walked to the edge and I jumped." That's pretty.
If you're gonna start again, you have to get into the moment with Masterpiece Theater.
Yeah, maybe an accent would help. You know,
Do you want me to really do my best with this? Because right now I'm reading this with in disbelief. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I could actually
No,
try.
you need to give this a serious dramatic reading, because this is the spirit in which it was intended on. NASSERPIECE theater.
Masterpiece.
All right, I will.
getting closer to your microphone. Make it
All right.
wait.
Full NPR drama.
I will. Okay, you guys ready? Just close your eyes. All right.
Yes.
And I'm serious. I'm going to do my best to read this. I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to read this with all the respect that I can muster, as if I were reading this.
Oh boy!
All right. All right, Ethan. You are Truman Capote. You're reading.
Great
breakfast.
American novel.
Light on the set. Light on the set. Thank you.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
I jolted awake. Someone was banging on my door. Was all I knew how to respond with.
The guitar.
A nurse walked in and gave me medicine. I wanted to spit it out, but it tasted like bubble gum, and it was so sweet, I swallowed it without thinking. When I saw her with the pills, I had slightly suspected that maybe these were why I couldn't remember anything. But I didn't forget anything since last night, so that couldn't be it. I put my hair in a bun and changed into what clothes I could find. I didn't know where to go or what I was to do, but I left my room. The hallway was filled with people, and anxiety took over, and I panicked and ran. I ran and ran and ran until I got to another hallway, and then another, and another. There were so many. Did it ever end? I reached the stairway, started to walk up, but stopped halfway. There was nothing up there. The staircase ended midair. My hand shook on the railing as I stepped back down. Beyond that, I saw doors as small as bricks. I saw doors as large as houses. Most of the lights were normal, but some of the lights were flashing green. I found myself in one hallway that swirled into the shape of a snail shell. I was so drawn into this winding pattern that I kept going around it, my mind feeling more worry with each step, and my mind too curious to turn around. The end of this hallway had a chair, only a chair. I turned around to leave, but the way I came from was gone. I turned back around to the chair, thinking that perhaps I had missed something else. Either I had or it had only appeared for after I turned my back, but there was a new hallway now, a hallway that had once had an exit sign at the end. I felt hope flash through me for the first time since I awoke last night. I don't think anyone has ever moved faster than I had in that moment. In a blink, I was outside the door, and that exit sign hovered over. I was stunned by what I saw. Flowers. Taller than me, and extending as far as an ocean. I
What
walked
the hell?
Oh, sorry.
Ruining it.
I walked up to a purple one and felt it.
Me don't.
It gave me a feeling of relaxation. Sure, I didn't know who I was or where I was, but this flower under my finger told me everything was all right. It told me I didn't have a reason to worry anymore. I turned to walk in the other direction. Each flower was unique. I didn't see two at all that were the same. And the smell, oh God, the smell. It was better than baked cookies.
Captivating.
That's my go-to too.
I sat down under the shade of a flower and looked at the sky, but the sky didn't look back. Rain hit my face. I shrieked because it was so unexpected. The winds grew and my clothes danced in the breeze and battered around the dirt at the ground. I tried to get up, but was suddenly freezing and I almost couldn't. The shivers overtook me. When I got up, the sky was all darkness, as though it was vaporous ink that covered the paper sky. The rains poured in a little, black droplets. I thought I was going to die. I looked over and the sanitarium was gone. Oh God, oh God, oh God. My vision spiraled and I was embraced by a loud humming noise. Hum, hum, hum.
Oh my God. Tell me more.
Please
I woke up in a hallway that was more bizarre than any hallway I'd ever seen before, and that was saying a lot. The floor had white lines that traced from random points in one wall to random points in another. The floor was made of wood, but it wasn't flat. Sections of the floor made obscure holes and textures in the ground. If I took any step without looking, I'd certainly fall on my ass. Light shone in from a snake-shaped window, and I was taken aback. Wasn't it just terrible outside? Freezing winds and raining black ink? The oddest part, however, was the maddening optical illusions carved into the stone walls. The shapes spun in my mind tirelessly, relentlessly, and as my mind was ready to give, I noticed Colin standing over me. Colin? I said. What's going on?
Heh. He laughed. Oh, Julia, I told you before that nobody gets out of here. What did you see when you went out? I went out once. You'll be glad I found you. It's different for everyone out there.
Different? Different for everyone?
Isn't that the kid you're voicing?
What?
Isn't
No,
Colin
it's like
the kid?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, that's just how he sounds.
Voice now.
Oi, yo.
Oi, Poppy. Oi.
Sorry, please go on.
Please.
And now we return to NASSERPIECE Theater.
This isn't a normal place.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Does your
Activia.
catheter tug at your urethra when you are trying to insert it? Our lubricated catheters will go straight without dragging, piercing, or penetrating. Thank you. Order now. Back to
And now back to NASSERPIECE Theater, already in progress.
This
Never
isn't
stopped.
a normal place. We're drifting far from the reality. We're drifting in a pocket away from a known existence. Outside of here is the disc that we're on. We're on a disc. You get 4 feet in any direction before you fall off and die. It's enchanted to show us something happy. And if you stay long enough, it goes to shit and you die. There's no escape.
No wonder you're in here. You're crazy.
There's a reason you're in here too, love. We're all crazy.
We're not floating. We're in some pocket dimension, Colin.
After all you've seen here, that's the least believable thing? Seriously?
I couldn't reply. Dozens of voices in my head spoke to me. You are a cray little bitch. You are a fucking psycho. No, I'm normal. Normal. Sounds to me like you're trying to convince yourself you're normal. I'm normal, god damn it. I'm normal. You are a crazy little bitch. These are the voices Nasser. Sorry.
What's going on? This is like eyes wide shut.
Come on, Julia. You've missed breakfast. But we might still make it to a group therapy on time.
Chapter 4.
Oh no,
man.
We need a commercial for reverse mortgages in here. So.
You want to handle the reverse mortgage?
I'm team
How else can we
Marino.
prey on senior citizens? All right. I sat next to Colin at a large round table. There were 4 other people plus the man in charge. I didn't know what to call him. He was on Colin's right. A spiral staircase stood behind me, leading to an upper level that had a library. The walls had the design of a mixed-up Rubik's Cube, except it took up the entirety of the 10-foot walls, and the pieces kept shifting, making annoying combinations and triggering more and more anxiety and annoyance in my mind. The man turned to me, and for the first time, somebody in the room spoke.
Miss Julia, how are you liking it here at Carpenter? Any thoughts on yesterday's session?
Well, what's your name? Sorry, I asked.
Julia, are you okay? You know my name. You met me when you checked in.
But I never checked in. I woke up last night to find myself in this strange place. What am I doing here? Colin told me I'd gotten here yesterday, but I don't remember ever coming here. I don't know where I am. I don't even remember who I am.
Julia, who's Colin?
I pointed to the little boy right next to me. He's Colin.
What?
Colin and the man said in unison, and then Colin continued speaking.
Colin? My name's not Colin. I haven't even spoken to you since we introduced ourselves at yesterday's session. My name's Braden.
Braden, I asked. A bad feeling plagued my stomach. But last night you told me you were Colin, and I called you Colin, and today you didn't object. Is your name Braden?
Yes, my name is Braden, and I haven't talked to you since our session yesterday.
His voice is changing because he's becoming Braden.
And I am Dr. Nicholas Midler. Tell me, Julia, did you take your medicine today?
Yeah, I did.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, Julia.
He turned to face everyone.
Sorry about that little distraction, everybody.
Now let's get on with today's group therapy session. Weird. Very weird. Why am I here? I spoke before he could get another word in. I don't need therapy or whatever. I'm normal.
We eventually believe our own lies.
He spoke without missing a beat and went over to a blackboard, and I didn't notice before he started to write, I don't need therapy. He wrote in all caps.
You're a very troubled girl, Julia, and being a compulsive liar is one of your problems.
His gaze broke from my eyes, and he turned to Braden and the other 4 people.
Class, Julia keeps telling herself she doesn't need therapy. I think she's trying to make herself feel a little less guilty about what she's done to deserve being here. A way to cope. How many of you think Julia could get beyond this and cope in healthy ways if she really tried?
Everyone raised their hands. I wasn't sure to raise mine or not.
Look at that, Julia. They all think it's a problem. You can't help yourself until you admit there's a problem.
But there isn't a problem. I just want to get out of here. I need to get out of here. His name is Colin, not Braden, and I am not crazy. I am not crazy. I am a normal girl.
Class, Dr. Midler said, this is why we have groups in Carpenter and don't always do one-on-one sessions. Julia is struggling, but she will be supported by other people suffering from similar things. You'll all learn from each other. You can and will learn from a doctor, yes, but this way you won't feel so isolated. Julia, you'll find comfort in your friends here, and I'm sure they all feel what you feel right now. But they didn't, could they?
Well, I think I'd feel better if I knew what you all struggle with, I said. Why are you all here? Why?
We did this all yesterday for Julia, but let's do it again today. Introduce yourselves, everyone, Dr. Midler instructed.
I'm Roberta. A girl spoke while cracking her. I noticed 3 of them are missing. I decided not to ask for her digits. I'm here because I am sick. I have autophagia. I like to... Roberta started to... I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I'm Roberta. I'm here because I am sick. I have autophagia. I like to... Roberta started to cry, and the little boy next to her patted her back, and then he said, It's fine, Roberta. You don't have to finish. There was an awkward silence before that same boy spoke again.
I'm Mark. I used to be like you, thinking I don't need to be here. But Dr. Midler has helped me see that I do. I do need to be here.
Vague. The next girl just stayed silent.
I'm Timmy.
The last person before Braden, or was he Colin, spoke.
My senses are distorted. Sometimes I feel like I'm Alice in Wonderland. I don't like the hallways or this room. It all hurts me too much. Whatever you see on the walls.
I was annoyed by the walls too, especially the ones in this room.
It's 10 times worse for me. I'm Brighton. You called me Colin. Sometimes I feel fine. But I'm paranoid, see? paranoid. I always knew somebody was watching me ever since I was a kid. That's why I learned to play my guitar, because it keeps them away. They're all watching me, and they hate the guitar. To them, it sounds like nails on a blackboard.
This is crazy. I knew all this about Braden, Colin. He told me the same thing, the nails on the blackboard thing. What is this? Where am I? Now you, Dr. Midler nodded towards me. I'm Julia. I didn't know what to say. I guess I don't know what's wrong with me.
Hey, we're all here to improve. Just be honest with yourself,
Mark said. Mark seemed nice. I guess I'm just denying what's wrong. I quickly made up a lie.
Hey, it's a start,
he said. The rest of therapy was awkward. I kept silent through most of it. These people, they were truly crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew that for a fact, but all these people were. I wished I knew what they thought of me. What did they think was wrong with me? Everyone started to leave. I walked into the hallway acting normal, but I didn't know where to go. And then I remembered that Braden Collins' room was next to mine, so I followed him.
Yep.
The walk was long. It was long. I passed so many strange things. I was in a hallway that twisted on its side. I twisted so that I was literally walking sideways, then on the ceiling. I couldn't believe it. I was gasping with every step because the pure wonder of it all took my breath away. And I was nervous, but who wouldn't be? The hallway didn't have light bulbs. It had flying orbs. I reached out to touch one, and it felt like I was touching soft electricity. I lost Braden. I lost Braden on my walk back because a girl with long dark hair stopped me. I know you, she said. You do? I replied. What is my name? Am I Julia? I think I'm Julia.
Huh? You're Lucy, she laughed.
Was I Lucy? Am I?
Don't you remember? I showed you after you checked in yesterday.
I don't remember.
I think I get it. You're not Lucy right now. You're Julia.
What?
It's okay, Julia. How you doing today, Julia? I'm Nancy. Nice to meet you.
I'm not too good. I don't know how to get back to my room.
You just keep going straight.
I looked down a hallway that went back to her, but she was gone. I didn't know where she'd went. Odd. I continued down the hallway. Mike, you enjoying this?
I'm lost.
Hang in there. This is all going to pay off.
Sunday's coming, Mike. Sunday's coming.
Yeah. Go to church and pray after this. The next hallway had holes in it, in every wall. Through them, I caught glimpses of the flowers I saw earlier. How I love the flowers. My curiosity got the better of me. I had to see them again. I put my eyes to one hole, and a slimy eye looked back at me. I jumped back away from it and cried. My tears were my only companion for the rest of my walk. I got into a hallway, and it looked like the first hallway I remembered stepping into. I should have looked at the number on the door before I left, because now I wasn't even sure which room was mine. But that was nothing new, right? I was getting used to not knowing. I didn't know if I was Julia or Lucy. I didn't know if there was anything wrong with me. I didn't know if that boy was Braden or Colin. I didn't know which room was mine. I didn't even know where I was or how to leave. I'll never find my room, I said aloud. Then a door opened. I peeked inside and looked close enough, and it looked close enough. I got in the bed, and then I fell asleep. Chapter 5.
This is a short story?
Almost over.
Let's take a brief commercial break. From Leon says, good actors can save anything. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says, and scene. Thanks to our sponsor, Conflict. And Gojirify says, what have I walked in on? And now back to NASSERPIECE Theater.
Chapter 5. I woke up so damn hungry, but a little less confused. I still didn't have answers to my questions, but at least my questions seemed finite. At least I didn't have more memory loss. My head hurt a little less, too. I stared at the ceiling, and then realized I was listening to that same melody from Braden's guitar. I walked over to his room and opened the door. I walked over to his bed and sat down where I had sat for the last time. He never looked up.
You're back, Lucy. Couldn't sleep?
Lucy. Braden, you told me my name was Julia.
Brighton? Julia? Lucy, I told you the last time you were in here. My name's Colin.
Colin? That's what I said when you told me it was Braden.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Does anybody? He continued to play the guitar. Your guitar keeps your demons away. It keeps you sane. Can it keep me sane? Can anything?
Depends. What's your problem, babe?
Problems, I guess. I said. I keep getting confused, thinking one thing is another.
I don't know. Have you seen Dr. Midler yet? He's a swell guy.
You were there with me when I did. We had group therapy together.
Yeah, we did the first time. You didn't show today.
I did show.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Oh.
No.
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 Yes.
Colin, please. Colin, you need to help me. My brain is so all over the place.
Calm down and listen. Listen to the strings.
So I did. I lay down on his bed. He didn't seem to mind, but I don't know if he even noticed. Great, another thing to be unsure about. He just kept playing and I listened. The melody he made was charming. It did a great job of relaxing me. He played for hours all through the night, and I just listened, not wanting to sleep, wanting to know how the melody to his song ended.
Well, that's all I got.
Colin said once he was finished playing. That was marvelous. You're so wonderful, Colin, I said.
Colin, Julia, I told you I'm Brighton.
Enough was enough.
Yes. Yes.
I'm so sorry, Braden. I'll try not to mix it up again. I'll see you in the group session later. I left the room with no intention to go to that group therapy session. I found the door again that had the exit sign hanging right above it. I walked out and avoided being hypnotized by the flowers. I waited long enough and was consumed by the cold and wind. The rain of ink fell upon me. I didn't pay it much attention. It just looked out in front of me. I just looked out in front of me until I saw it. And it was true. There was only 4 feet of room in front of me. And then the edge. 4 wonderful feet, and I'd be free. 4 wonderful feet, and I'd fall into a soup of Mazarin blues, mixing with waves of wine and broken light. I walked to the edge, and I jumped. The end.
You have been listening to NASSERPIECE Theater. Thank you.
May God have mercy on your souls.
Professor Geek says, I'd have stuck around if I'd known this was how you were going to party.
That was Nasser's story called Where Am I? By Nasser Rabadi. None the wiser, frankly, after that. I have no fucking idea what that was about. My favorite thing about Nasser's prose is that he it's amazing how he uses the English language. I walked over to the bed. Then I walked closer to the bed and I sat down on the bed. Then I got up and walked out into the hallway. I kept walking. I walked down another hallway, and there was another hallway, which I walked down as well. I mean, like, at no point does he even think to himself, I need to find a synonym for walk.
Oh no, Purify says, please invent a chapter 6, guys.
I don't think we need one. I think it ended just the way it should have. It ended the way I wanted it to end.
I just wanted it to end.
You guys, once I got started, I wasn't going to stop. And I did my best. You have to admit.
You did great.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. You did excellent.
You can listen to it. I'm sure he'll be happy tomorrow.
Oh man. Well, guys, it is 4 a.m. here, so I got to get some sleep.
Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you very much, Ethan, for that beautiful dramatic reading of NASSERPIECE Theater.
Good night.
Come join us again next time we convince Nasser to send us something to read.
Yeah.
What do you think about my poster for NASSERPIECE?
I thought it was lovely.
Really good. Yeah.
And you color that thing up. Give it some good leathery tones there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you color this up, and then we can just clip that whole thing out and just make it its own episode of NASSERPIECE Theater.
Absolutely.
Weekly installments.
I can throw a little animation on that fireplace there and make it really nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, this is like Nasser's prose. Crackle.
The fire crackled in the fireplace, and then it crackled some more. I like the warmth of the fire. The warmth of the fire was hot. It was hot.
I felt hot next to the hot fire.
Right.
Wait, crackle.
But the kid's got something. He's just got
writing, dude. He is writing. He needs criticism. He needs not. But nobody wants to read his stories to help him.
Well, he's certainly got it tonight.
Tonight we read his story. Now I have a very clear idea of how Nasser writes, and I'm prepared to help him. I'm sure everyone in the chat is also prepared to help that 21-year-old kid with seething ambition succeed in comics.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, we are all here to lift each other up.
Correct. But first we make fun of each other.
That's right. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for being here. Enjoy your Sunday. I don't stream on Sundays. James Dean for $2 says, hum, hum. Good night, weirdos. And with that, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.